In this video, I wanted to discuss the differences between the IRS's Form 1040-SR versus the regular Form 1040. So the Form 1040-SR is a version of the Form 1040 U.S. individual tax return, but it is directed towards senior citizens. So these are individuals that are age 65 or older. I get this question a lot. What's the difference between the two? Which should I file? Which am I required to file? And so in this video, I want to cover some of those differences, if any, and some of the misnomers that go along with filing these returns. So I've just got one slide here highlighting the differences. So let's start at the top and work our way down. Well, the 1040-SR, it's an individual income tax return that's designed for senior citizens. So you have to be at least 65 years of age by the end of the tax year to be able to file this form. So if you turn 65 at any point during the tax year, you can file it. Now, whether you're 65 or older, you're always allowed to use the other version, right? So you can always file a Form 1040 even if you're 65 or older. So if you're 80 and you still want to file a Form 1040, you can do that. So if you can file either form, what's the big difference between the two, and why would you opt for one versus the other? Well, the short answer is there really is no substantive difference. It's all presentational, right? So the Form 1040-SR, the only meaningful difference is that it uses larger font than the standard Form 1040. So you have larger font, more spacing, and the idea is it makes it more easily able to read versus the standard Form 1040 tax return. Now, again, the question is, well, why does this matter, right? And I think part of the reason why it matters is the IRS is trying to cut down on the size of paper filed tax documents. So the Form 1040-SR is an extra page longer than the Form 1040. Obviously, in an e-filing context, this doesn't matter because the e-filing file will be the same no matter what. But if you're paper filing a return, they want to try to cut down on the amount of paper you're filing. So that's why they generally require that if you're under 65, you got to use the shorter version. If you're over, you can use the longer version because you have more space. The Form 1040 contains line items 1 through 38, and this is spread across 2 pages. The SR has the same exact line items, word for word, verbatim. They have the same line items, 1 through 38, but in this case, it's spread across 3 pages instead of 2, right? And obviously, when you have larger font and you have more spacing to make it more easily able to read, you're going to have more pages. So again, why does this matter for senior citizens? Well, the idea is if you're 65 or older, it's just easier to read it. You know, if you're 65 or older and you believe, so if you mistakenly believe or you've been told that the SR is going to be simpler or requires less compliance, that is a false statement, right? That's a misnomer. The SR is not simpler. It doesn't require less work. The same tax compliance obligations exist. It truly is just an easier to read tax return. So all U.S. taxpayers must have the same attached schedules and forms, regardless of whether you're using the 1040 or the 1040-SR. So schedules 1, 2, 3, Schedule A, Schedule B, Schedule C, D, everything. Every schedule that you would need with a Form 1040 filing, you're going to need with a 1040-SR filing, period. Right, so you're not excluded from those filing obligations simply because you opted to use the senior citizen or the SR filing. Now, this is also very important because tax preparers try to adjust their fees for this, and I just don't understand the reasoning, right? If a tax preparer wants to adjust your fee either up or down because you can use the 1040-SR, that's a bit of a red flag in my opinion because, again, substantively, there's no change. The SR is the same exact return. It just has larger font spread across 3 pages instead of 2, right? So it's no more or less work. So if you're a senior citizen and you're looking to hire somebody to prepare this form for you, again, you can use either one. If they're going to adjust the pricing because you're using 1040-SR versus 1040, then I would, push back on them a little bit and try to figure out why that is. Because again, substantively, there is no difference. So that covers it for this video. I hope you found that was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment below. And of course, I look forward to seeing you again on the next video. Thank you.